Hello, welcome to another session of thinking and working mathematically. Today we continue with numbers. We're solving a unique problem set involving animals and vehicles, legs and wheels. What does this mean? It's very simple. Imagine a car park where you have vehicles, cars and motorbikes. How do we solve for the number of cars and the number of motorbikes? In the same way you have an animal farm rearing a combination of say goats and chickens. How do you solve for the number of goats and the number of chickens in this farm? It requires simple mathematical reasoning. Remember in the series, we are always prioritizing reasoning and thinking. Okay, so let's start with cars, vehicles, motorbikes, tricycles, what have you. A car has four wheels, you know that. A tricycle has three wheels, and a motorbike or a bicycle has two wheels. So how do we put this together to solve simple problems involving number of wheels and legs? It will require us developing simple equations, what you call linear equations. But this time around we're solving like two equations at the same time. It's very simple. It's very simple, okay? You may want to call it simultaneous linear equations, but I'm going to call it simple linear equations together, okay? So let's go. But remember, this is Maths and Science Clinic Daily for children ages 7 to 12. However, anyone can benefit from this series. If you've been following us, you will discover that. So you can give this to all the ones, even to adults. It's very important. Feel free to contact us via WhatsApp and visit our social media handles, Facebook and YouTube, as shown on the screen. Let's move on. This is the question. A garage accommodates only cars and motorbikes. There is a total of 45 cars and motorbikes in it. If there are 136 wheels altogether, how many cars are there in the garage? As always, we break it down. Let's consider the first statement. There is a total of 45 cars and motorbikes in the garage. We don't know the number of cars exactly, we don't know the number of motorbikes exactly, so let's say the number of cars is M, as in mango, and let's say the number of motorbikes is N, as in nurse. So the first statement means M plus N gives us 45. Look at it again. Now let's go to the next statement, that there are 136 wheels altogether. Remember, a car has 4 wheels and a motorbike has 2 wheels. So if there are m cars, the total number of wheels for the cars would be 4 times m, which is 4m. And if there are n cars, the total number of wheels, if there are n motorbikes, total number of wheels for motorbikes would be 2 times n, which is 2n. So from the statements up here, there are 136 wheels altogether. That means 4m plus 2n would give us 136. So we have two equations now. Remember the first equation, m plus n equals 45, and the second equation, 4m plus 2n equals 136. So it's time to put it together. The number of cars and bikes from the first statement would give us m plus n equals 45. And the number of wheels altogether would give us 4m plus 2n equals 136. But I want you to look at this equation and this equation. This is 4m, this is m, this is 2n, this is n, 45, 136. So you make either the number of n equal in both or the number of m equal in both. Let's use the number of n to be equal. What do? Look at this number 2, multiply everything here by 2. So you have 2 times m, 2m, plus 2 times n, 2n equals 45 times 2, 90. Mr. Matthew, must it be 2? Can't we use 4? Well, we can use 4 as well. Okay, But in this particular series, I'm using 2. So please, when you're done, you may want to go over this again, but use 4 this time around with the steps that follow below. So let's look at it. So you multiply everything in A by 2. I've explained why. So the number of n should be equal. So 2 times m would give you 2m, 2 times n will give you 2n, 2 times 45 will give you 90. Now look at this closely. Look at this line and this line. We have 4m to m, we have 2n to n, we have 136, we have 90. So what do? We want to remove the n's. In fact, that's why we make them equal, so that we can solve for one value. When we're done solving for one value, we can then find the other value. So what do we do to eliminate n or to take away n? Subtract equation C from equation B. That is, you say B minus C. 2m taken away from 4m would give us 2m. So you say 4m minus 2m, you have 2m. Look at it there. 2n minus 2n would give you 0. Remember? 2n minus 2n, you have 2n, you take away 2, what would that be? 0. Like you have 2 oranges and you take away 2 oranges, you're left with nothing. So that's 2n minus 2n, 0, so you don't need to write it here. So we have 2m equals 136 minus 90. Look at that, 136 minus 90, that gives you 46. So what do we do to get m? We divide both sides by this 2. That's the coefficient of m. Divide both sides by 2. So you say m equals 46 divided by 2. That gives you 23. Again, 46 divided by 2. That gives you 23. Lovely. So this makes it easier. So here we have the answers. The number of cars equals 23. Remember, M stands for the number of cars. So the number of cars is 23. So if the number of cars is 23, what would be the number of motorbikes? It's very simple. You say 45 minus 23, since there are a total of 45 cars and motorbikes altogether. So number of motorbikes is 45 minus 23. That gives you 22. That is it. How do we check if our answers are correct? It's important when you're solving a problem, you go on to check if your answer is correct. So let's check the answer. Number of cars and motorbikes. 23 plus 22 gives us 45. That's the first statement, and that's correct. So let's look at the number of wheels. Number of car wheels would give you 23 cars times 4 wheels, which is 92. Okay, we keep that. The number of motorbike wheels is 22 times 2, which is 44. So the total number of wheels, 92 plus 44, 136. Beautiful. So that shows we're correct. At this point, you may want to pause this video and copy everything into your note, or you want to go over to watch it again and again. It's very important. And when you're done, it's your turn. You have these problems, 1, 2, 3. Please do well to solve. And for those parents who've been reaching me, you're doing great. You're really, really doing great. Keep doing that. You never can tell how far this goes in helping the children. Thank you very much. Everyone, enjoy yourself and have a great day. Remember to endeavor to share your answers. Don't keep it to yourself. Let's know if you're correct. Feel free. You can reach me via WhatsApp. You can book a session with me to discuss this further with you. You can go to our Facebook and YouTube handles, Maths and Science Clinic Daily, at Maths and Science Clinic Daily. Thank you and have a lovely day.